Hello everyone, Louisa Cooling, Enriched Nutrition and Lifestyle Coaching here. I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about anxiety, which is all around and probably heightened at the moment, and everyone is experiencing increased levels. And it's not unusual, and you're not alone. So there's lots of things that we can do from a nutrition and lifestyle perspective. We're going to look at maybe 4, and what I have done is I've used the acronym STAR just to help you remember a couple of things that you can start to do today or tomorrow to help improve your anxiety if you're suffering from anxiety, or indeed to build your resilience and improve your overall mental health, so that if you do start to feel anxious or certain situations occur over the next few weeks, you'll have built up a resilience and a bank, and hopefully you'll be better able to cope with the situation. So the acronym is STAR, S-T-A-R. S is for sleep, T is for training, A is for appetite, and R is for routine. So taking the first one, sleep. Sleep is probably the most important in terms of trying to manage our anxiety and our stress levels, and it's probably the first thing that can be impacted when we're a little bit uptight about something. So what I would say to you is, in terms of sleep, trying to improve your sleep, you should try and reduce stimulants such as coffee and alcohol and sugar. They do have an impact on our sleep, and they can interfere with it. So, have your coffee, have your tea, enjoy it, but try and minimize it or manage it to maybe 1 to 2 cups a day, and enjoy them in the earlier part of the day. If you have them later on, they're still in your system by the time you go to bed, and they can impact on the actual quality of your sleep. Even though you feel you are falling asleep, you're not getting the deep restorative sleep that you do need. So that's important. That's the first thing I would say. And also, it's really important that you try and turn down the amount of technology and minimize it, particularly in the latter half of the evening. So dim the lights, turn off your phones, turn off your laptops, dim the lights, and maybe go to bed and read a book for 20 minutes or a half an hour as opposed to watching TV. That's also really important. What's also very important is to get some outdoor light, particularly first thing in the morning, because our outdoor light and light in general will reset our circadian rhythm, which is really important for sleep. So the circadian rhythm controls the release of melatonin, which we want later on in the evening, and it should be at its height at around 9 or 10 o'clock to make it nice and sleepy in the evening. But if you don't get enough daylight in the morning, or if you're taking too much light in the form of technology late on the evening, that can impact your circadian rhythm. So I would say to you, get outdoors in the morning, go for a walk around the garden, even sit and enjoy your cup of tea or your cup of coffee in the morning outside or close to a window. That will help also to get the daylight in and reset your circadian rhythm. And the other important thing is to have a routine. So go to bed and get up at the same time every day if possible, including the weekends, because again, that will reset and regulate your circadian rhythm. So that's S for STAR, your sleep. Try and improve your sleep quality. That will help your anxiety levels. The next is T. T is for training. And training just encapsulates everything from your exercise and from your movement. And we know that when we move and when we get our exercise, our stress levels reduce, and we're better able to deal with situations and better able to manage our anxiety. And walking for 20 or 30 minutes out in the outdoors, you're getting the daylight, and you're also getting movement and exercise, and it's really good for our head as well as for our physical well-being. If you're not able to walk, if you're not able to get outside because you're cocooning, you can sit in your garden, and you can do things like movement in your chair, even just to get your limbs moving. There's great workouts, and I'll put a link probably in the comments. Joe Wicks, the body coach, is doing 10-minute seated workouts for people who are cocooning, who maybe are not able to move around as much, and he works through the various parts of the body. So that's really doable as well. And if you are in the house, there's certain things that you can do, maybe just every hour and a half, just to get up and move around and walk up and down the stairs. Any form of movement is good. So it doesn't have to be a 30 or 40 minute jog or a session, a HIIT session, a hard cardio session, which is obviously very good, but you do what fits into your schedule and what you can manage. So that's training. That's very important. A then is for appetite. And what I mean by appetite is everything we eat. And that really has an impact on our mood, our food and our mood. We could probably spend a long time speaking about this, but when we are stressed and when we're anxious, it's really not unusual for us to eat more than we normally would and crave certain foods that we wouldn't normally crave, or certainly we want a lot more of them. And stressed, spelled backwards, is dessert. And we know what we mean by that. When we are stressed, the stress response kicks in and our cravings increase. So we go for the sweets, the treats, the sugary foods, the alcohol, the coffee. It's whatever we need to meet that requirement. And that in turn really doesn't help to reduce our anxiety levels. In fact, it increases them because of the impact it has on our hormones. So what we can do is try and cut down on the stimulants as much as we can. Reach for the whole foods. We're cooking a lot more now, which is great. So the fact that we are, I suppose, removing an awful lot of processed foods from our diet is really beneficial as well. Another good thing to do is to have protein with every meal and every snack. And I speak about this a lot, and it's really important. When we are anxious, our blood sugar levels are, I suppose, disrupted. And they can go through peaks and troughs because of the stress that we're having, but also because of the foods that we're reaching for. So when we reach for the sugary snack, our glucose levels are elevated. Then they regulate themselves with the inflow of insulin into our bodies. But what can sometimes happen then is that there's an overcorrection, and we find that our glucose levels suddenly drop and we have low blood sugars. And that's when we feel tired and we have low energy and our mood is very low and we can feel more stressed. And what happens is we reach again for the stimulant, the sugar, the coffee, whatever it might be, and we're back on then when our blood glucose levels are back up again. We're experiencing this roller coaster, and what we really need to do is to step off that roller coaster, because that will help regulate our mood. So you can do that by having protein when you eat. So protein will slow down the release of sugars into our blood and help keep our glucose levels at a more even pace throughout the day. So that's really important. Also drinking water, again, we think it's quite basic, but it's really important, and it's good for overall energy and overall health. So we've done STA, and the last one is routine. Routine is really important now more than ever. So I would invite you to make a plan for the day. State and write down what you want to do, what you'd like to achieve, and really importantly, make time in that routine for something fun, something that you enjoy, something that brings a smile to your face. Whether it's sitting out in the garden, whether it's maybe doing a little bit of gardening, whether it's reading a book, whether it's turning on some music, your favorite music, whether it's looking through old photographs. That's really important. And I would say to you that if you're not suffering from anxiety at the moment and you're in good mood, then I would encourage you to connect and reach out to people who may be on their own, because when we give, there's a great sense of feeling good about ourselves, and giving and receiving. It's also important. And then, if you are on your own, reach out. The community around Sutton and Howth is fantastic, and there's lots of people around and lots of people here to help you. So don't be shy, and don't be alone. That's what I would say to you. So what did I say this morning? I said that anxiety is there. It's heightened at the moment. There's lots of things that you can do, but in summary, the star: sleep. Focus on your sleep and try to improve it as much as you can by cutting down on stimulants, getting outdoor light, and keeping a routine. Getting up at the same time and going to bed at the same time every day. Training, which is your movement and your exercise, whether it's a walk within your 2 kilometer radius or a walk around the garden, but do try and keep some movement within your daily routine. You will feel good from it. A is for appetite. It's what we eat. It's really important. So whole foods, cooking from scratch, and I didn't say it, but I should have. Include as many fresh fruit and vegetables or frozen as you can. Eat a rainbow. Don't get bothered about which vitamins and minerals are included in which fruit and vegetables. look at your plate, add more colour, and know that the more fruit and vegetables that you're getting, the better your overall health, the better your mood will be, and that will happen. And the last one is routine. Set a routine and keep a routine going. It's really important for all of us, but at this time, probably more so than ever. So I wish you well, stay safe, stay healthy, keep in touch, and I will be back to you regularly with more updates. Okay, bye-bye.